Hey everybody, Jabman025 here. Today I'm taking a look at my 115th Master Grade, the Gundam Astray Blue Frame D. The original Blue Frame was a Master Grade Kit of the Year award winner, so I decided to go ahead and pick this guy up. It's because I liked that kit, and I was curious to see what they could do with this modification. Starting up the torso, pretty much identical, no real change at all. The back is different, but that's about it. Other than that, this is a straight copy. The head, however, is completely new. I thought they would reuse some of the parts from the head. Not really. Completely new head. It resembles the original Blue Frame. The V-fin's a little bit different. The side's a little bit different. And, of course, you got these two daggers on the side of his head. Really funky hairdo of this guy. No weight issues, though. I thought with those big old daggers on the side of the head, it would be, make it back heavy or something. Not really. The daggers weigh virtually nothing. Arms, the old 3-1 and then the thumb hand, haven't seen that in a while. But, like the original Blue Frame and the Red Frame, you do have to paint the fingers. In every picture seen, the Blue Frame has blue and white fingers. This only comes blue, so you got some painting to do. Arms, carbon copy. Shoulder, completely different. It's much smaller shoulder on this kit than the original Blue Frame, but you have these daggers which attach on top of it and which make it much bigger. Once again, no weight issues whatsoever. The daggers weigh nothing. And they just attach right on, 4 in total, 2 on each shoulder. Legs, virtually the same. There is a slight modification on the shin. Slightly different piece overlaps. And the waist section has changed, as you see here. There's basically no waist armor on the original Blue Frame. Now you have this tiny little piece here which attacks these monster daggers, which are pretty much the length of the whole leg. They do occasionally, the side skirt do occasionally pop off, but it's not a big deal, but occasionally it happens. Next up, the backpack. This is basically a modified ale backpack. The thrusters on the bottom are basically the same, but the wings change slightly, and the different details change. One thing that hasn't changed, though, it's back heavy as sin. Basically, anytime you see something with an ale backpack, it's ridiculously back heavy, and this is no exception. Getting to stand up on its own is just not possible. Which I would usually be pretty critical of, but they give you an action stand. I think the last time we saw this with the old Wing Zero, but hooks into the backpack just fine, no trouble whatsoever. Now, this thing primarily uses daggers, but this is the only real long-range weapon it has. A couple of, machine guns, blasters, don't know. They attach the forearm, and even there, we still have another dagger. This has a swivel handle on it. This also has white stickers, but I decided to paint it, mainly because they have a dry transfer decal that goes on it later, and putting a dry transfer decal on a sticker is complicated. Now you can see them all loaded up, lots of daggers everywhere, the waist, the arm, the shoulders. There's some even on the backpack. Now if you remove all of one side, the one on the backpack, the one on the head, 2 on the shoulder, and the one on the side, and the one on the forearm, you can combine them all together to make this crazy thing. This gun, shield, sword thing. I call it the Devil's Can Opener. Anywho. Lots of craziness going on here. Actually looks really nice, and the whole thing can be attached to the forearm. And even with all this stuff on it, still weighs virtually nothing, so there's no real problem putting it in any pose you want. And since there is 2 sets, you can actually make 2 of them. As so. Unload all the daggers, you can put them all together on this one piece, or 2 pieces rather, and you can have the 2 giant shield dagger combo thingamajiggers. They look really neat. They can be held up without any trouble. Like I said, they weigh virtually nothing. Decals. There are a lot of dry transfer decals on this particular kit. And I know a lot of people don't like those. There's also a lot of sticker decals. I don't know if anyone has a huge problem with that, but there's a lot of dry transfer decals. And once more, they're pretty much all on the daggers. And it can be a little tricky lining everything up. The way they lay it out in the manual Makes it a little confusing, but there's so many daggers flying around, it can get a little off-putting. But, like I said, they look good. You got the D, you got the different symbols. Looks really nice. And once you load all the daggers back up on, it does look pretty good with the decals. The 3 stripes, the 2 stripes, they keep it off even. Pretty much everything is labeled right and left. So, there's no rule that says you have to keep them on right and left, but it looks better that way. And every single one of these can be held by the Gundam with no trouble. Next to the original blue frame, the question will always be asked, which is better, this or the original? I think it's an easy win for the original. It has better accessories, better balance, obviously. But they're 2 different animals. The original blue frame is a little bit of jack of all trades. This blue frame is knives, knives, and more knives. Final thoughts on this kit. This kit gets the thumbs up. I enjoyed this kit. This kit basically comes down to, this is a modified blue frame with a modified Ale Strike backpack mixed with a buttload of swords that are orange. If that sounds cool to you, you're going to like this kit. If that sounds stupid to you, you don't have any reason to buy this kit. You're not missing anything. When you get right down to it, this is just the blue frame again with different accessories and a different backpack. That's about it. But good kit, thumbs up. Well, gang, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this review. Hope you found it informative. If you got any questions, please ask them. I'll answer them as best I can. Please stay tuned for more. Always got more reviews coming. And, of course, we have the 2014 Master Grade Kit of the Year award to give out, which I'll be giving out very soon. Stay tuned for that. See you next time. Oh, and one more thing. Today's review has been brought to you by the letter D. Can you think of any words that start with D? Destiny. Very good. Delaz. Very good. Derp. Very good. And, of course, double D's. Very good.